Just who is this legendary trainer who was seen as the most powerful trainer to have ever lived? Let's find out. Hey everyone, PokeUniverse here on a discussion about Tobias, a Pokemon trainer in Sinnoh who was seen as a Pokemon master. So let's begin. In Season 13 of the Pokemon anime called Diamond and Pearl Sinnoh League Victors, near the end of the season, Ash was competing in the Lily of the Valley Conference, which was the Pokemon League in Sinnoh. There was a trainer by the name of Tobias, who was unlike any other trainer we have ever seen in the Pokemon series, even in the current seasons. What made him seem off was his appearance and attitude toward anything. He dressed like some mysterious person, and his face seemed endless, similar to Red's after the first generation games. But of course, what made him so different from every other trainer was his Pokemon team. Tobias had 6 Pokemon with him, or so it seemed, because you need 6 Pokemon to compete in the Pokemon League, which he did. But one of his main well-known Pokemon was the legendary Pokemon Darkrai. Now this comes to a shock because Tobias is the first person we ever see and continue to see in the Pokemon anime to be a normal trainer who was not part of a gym leader, Elite Four, or champion to have a legendary Pokemon, excluding the Battle Pyramid Brandon, who was the head of the Battle Frontier called the Frontier Brain, who had the 3 Regis. But this normal trainer, who has had a legendary Pokemon with him, slaughters everyone in the Pokemon League until he faces off Ash. From this point, Tobias has defeated every trainer, which they have all had 6 Pokemon, by only using his single Darkrai. But like said, when he faces off against Ash, who analyzed his moves a bit and was a bit smart and able to defeat his Darkrai, but used up more than half his team. There, it was known that Tobias' next Pokemon was to be the other legendary Pokemon, Latios, male. After this, Ash was able to defeat it with Pikachu as his last Pokemon, but both Pikachu and Latios fainted, and thus making Tobias the winner. To even show how much strong Tobias was with his last opponent in the league, couldn't even faint one single Pokemon in this team, which makes Ash the only trainer to faint his Darkrai. Nevertheless, faint 2 of his Pokemon. After this, Tobias was the winner of the league and said he was gonna come after Cynthia, the champion of the Sinnoh region, next. And so far, that was the last we've ever saw or even heard of Tobias since. So after knowing all this, we still have many unanswered questions that we would like to know about him. One is, what happened to Tobias? Well, since he won the Pokemon League, as said, he had and took the opportunity to take on the Elite Four, and if he won, he could face the champion. So, did he do that? And did he win? First, let's talk about his team, because it's going to be really helpful to have a guess on his full team to see if he stood up a chance against the Elite Four, and even the champion. So as said earlier, Tobias' only known Pokemon were his Latios and Darkrai, but his other 4 Pokemon were completely unknown. Many people have speculated as to what other Pokemon he might have. One theory is that in the intro of the season, we see one of Ash's Pokemon, Buizel, is fighting a Darkrai, and we assume that's Tobias's. We also see an Entei, and the fandom would lead to believe that this is Tobias's, as well along with Pikachu fighting a Lucario, which would make sense since a Lucario would be perfect, as Lucario is pretty strong and is perfect to use to capture Darkrai. Or in the part where Brock sees 5 flying legendary Pokemon, where all those are the rest of Tobias' team, since that would add up to 6 as well. Either way, Tobias had 2 legendary Pokemon, and it's pretty safe to say they weren't the only 2. Tobias' entire team could have been only legendaries, but I believe he had at least 1 or 2 non-legendary Pokemon. Even that being the case, if he did have any other legendaries, they were probably stronger than his Latios and Darkrai, because we know Tobias is smart. In fact, did you even know that in the Japanese version of this season, Tobias' name was Takuto, which in English translates to prodigy. And how is it not surprising? Being the smarter trainer that he is, I'm pretty sure that if it came to it, he would have a secret Pokemon in his team, one that is stronger than Latios and Darkrai, like maybe even a Mewtwo. For Christ's sakes! Let's not forget to mention the fact that he caught these legendary Pokemons with only a freaking Pokeball. I don't know about you, but even I use Ultra Balls on my legendaries if I don't have a Master Ball with me. But now having a good idea about his full team, let's see if he would have stood a chance against the Elite Four, and even the champion. As much as I hate to say it, in the Diamond and Pearl series was one of the most closest series Ash has gone to be the winner of the league. All of the trainers failed, even to fade just Tobias' Darkrai. Why? Because they didn't know how to deal with it. But Ash did. This is why Ash was able to defeat his Darkrai, because he had an opportunity to see Tobias in battle and saw what he could have used to counter that, which was smart. Unfortunately, after that, he was kinda screwed. That's why he lost with Latios, even though Pikachu had the advantage and they both fainted. But this is Ash we are talking about. He isn't just a normal trainer who thinks of short plans and can deal with all the battle situations. Stronger trainers like the Elite Four and Champion is a lot different and is a completely different situation. For example, in a few previous episodes, one called Top Down Training, where Paul, who is Ash's rival in the series, surprises everyone when he challenges Cynthia to a battle. Cynthia uses her strongest Pokemon, Garchomp, and Paul, having 4 Pokemon, some that aren't even fully evolved, would right away be crushed, of course, if he didn't have some sort of plan. When his first 3 Pokemon faded quickly, Garchomp used Giga Impact on his 3rd Pokemon. When Paul brings his 4th Pokemon, Torterra, his fully evolved starter, this is where Paul's strategy comes to place. Since he knew that Cynthia had a Garchomp and that she would use it in battle, his plan was to wait until Garchomp used Giga Impact. There, Paul would bring Torterra and use Giga Drain to suck Garchomp's power, since the Giga Impact it used would make it powerless for a while. There, he would use his most powerful move, Frenzy Plant, to finish the tired and weak Garchomp. But of course, this is the champion we are talking about, and this is the champion's most strongest Pokemon. So she, of course, being the extremely smart champion she is, would already have a plan what to do in case a situation like this were to occur. This is why she became and is the current champion of the Sinnoh region. So her Garchomp was able to stop the Frenzy Plant and able to attack Paul's Torterra and make it faint in just 1 hit, like the rest of his Pokemon. This shows how strong her Pokemon are. Not only that, but the reason why I'm telling you this is because this also shows how smart she is to have a plan in case similar situation where Paul tried to do. And this is just for her Garchomp. Imagine all the plans, backups, and strategies she had for her other Pokemon. So back to Tobias, he was able to defeat all the trainers because of his extremely strong Pokemon. We saw this because he only used his Darkrai. That's how strong it was. But since Ash had a plan that Tobias didn't see coming, he had nothing but sheer strength alone, which isn't everything, at least here in the anime. Ash's plan worked for a bit, but he didn't have a plan for the rest of Tobias' Pokemon, and not enough strength. And now knowing all of this, it's somewhat to say that Tobias, if he did go on to take on the Elite Four and Champion right away, he would have probably lost. I would say he would have probably been able to defeat the Elite Four, but probably not the Champion, seeing that Tobias had merely only strength. I believe that it would have been a great surprise to Cynthia that he had all these legendary Pokemon and that they had this enormous strength, but let's not forget, her Pokemon have enormous strength as well, and Cynthia, probably a bit terrified of these legendaries, would still easily find a way to counter them, because she's the champion, and she is that smart. What do you guys think? Want some proof that Tobias probably didn't defeat the champion? Well, here it is. In the future series, and episodes from the Diamond and Pearl, aka the Black and White series, one episode entitled Jostling the Junior Cup, there was an exhibition round between one of the Elite Four members of the Unova region, Caitlyn, and the champion of the Sinnoh region. Bear in mind that this is some time after Tobias' victory at the Sinnoh League, and the champion we see walking out is...
Caitlyn's opponent is the Sinnoh region champion, the beautiful master of battle, Cynthia!
That's right, Cynthia. Which of course begs the question, did Tobias never face the Elite Four and were the champion? Or did he lose? Now, let's say that Tobias would have been able to defeat Cynthia. Do you honestly think that the creators would replace Cynthia with Tobias? Just because of a trainer they put out of the blue? Of course not. They of course would want to keep the anime as relevant to the games and comics as much as possible, and changing the champion of the so-called Sinnoh region would be a huge changer. But either case, it was never known if Tobias ever faced the Elite Foreign champion. Some people say he might have even been related to some from like the anime, like Lucien, one of the Sinnoh Elite Four members who could have been his son. I mean, they do seem quite similar. All of this being the case, Tobias was one of my best known trainers in the anime, and feel there will never be another one like him again until his very return, if it ever happens. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video, but before it ends, I want to talk about my new channel dedicated to OKKO. Now, if you haven't heard yet, I made a new channel dedicated to the brand new Cartoon Network hit show OKKO, and this show has been really good so far, and I've worked a lot into this new channel. So like I said, if you love the new show OKKO, then you're gonna love my new channel dedicated to OKKO. Hopefully you guys can check it out. It'll be down in the link in the description. Please guys, if you can at least just check it out, it'd be greatly appreciated. So that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. I worked extremely hard on this video, and leaving a like would be greatly appreciated. If you have anything on your mind that you feel I should cover next about Pokemon related, let me know down in the comments below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm PokeUniverse. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.